feel like you should put something cool on our new screen. Watching the recording is boring.
How about this? Let's play this on
Don't
repeat.
take this thing into the loft with you. Don't get it in the shower. Don't get it wet. It may not like it.
What is this?
EP30 has an IP53.
Oh,
At first I was about to say to you, well done, Al. You fucking got the audio from the laptop through the thing. That is amazing.
no, but I was also like, take it in the bathroom.
What are we taking in the bath
I
again?
think I have this on my phone.
Don't take
Okay,
it.
doink. Check that. Dorsing. Did he win a performance bonus?
No.
Oh, come on.
Judo, I suppose Judo would have won it.
You know what the thing is? I think because the second round was quite still. You know what I mean? If he had got the stoppage here in the second, maybe he would have. Because the first was quite a nice round. You know what I mean? It was quite good, quite a bit amount of action. You know, like.
Also, I think
he had like 4 takedowns or something.
it looked easy. The knockout didn't look as bad because he bounced off the cage. I think if he'd been in the middle and he'd hit the mat like that, he would have been out.
Yeah, maybe. But I think performance bonus. Yeah, I think if he had done this in the second, it would have been okay. Well, for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, we just watching.
Are we getting straight into it?
Yeah, we're just gonna dive straight in. But it's the only way to do it.
We don't need
Watching
intros.
Champion Dalchas.
Who cares about intros?
Intros are for the week. That's what I always say. What did you think of his performance? Obviously, now, why I'm asking, there was 1 or 2 people who were saying some weird things.
Weird things like what?
Just, well, an idiot saying weird things, not that one, bro. Jollycool at jollycool.com. I'm going to have to give my password here. I'm not going to be locking into my shit.
Is it the same as the Instagram one?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just.
WhatsApp. Otherwise, I'm going to get kicked off finals.
I heart Biogen.
Yeah, I heart Biogen.
64.
It's the.
Stoked to have
The only capital is the capital S, though. Eh?
Every time you send me this, the thing, it never works.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Okay, watch this. First time, watch.
Boom.
Ah.
Hello, Alistair. Welcome to Fight Pass. Dear Fight Pass, we will not be showing this on our podcast, so please don't kick us off Facebook or YouTube, for that matter. What do you think of his performance, is what I was saying?
Getting any sort of win in your debut in the UFC is a phenomenal performance, you know. I don't know. I didn't get to watch the full fight. I just saw pieces of it, you know. It seems like round 1 was busy-ish,
Yeah.
and then round 2 was a little bit slow, and then round 3 was a pretty slick little KO there.
So for me, like round 1 was busy. It was a typical champion style round. You know what I mean? Like quite a bit of like a feeling out process, keeping distance. You know, he kind of like throws like those weird test kind of jabs, a bit of head movement. You know, I feel like he needs a bit of time just to get the feeling of where he's, just to get comfortable. You know. Then as the clinch started happening, he started finding a couple of big takedowns. You know, which is what he does.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like you don't want to clinch with this dude, man. And I mean, like I know he's got an opponent on short notice. Doesn't have like a. He's not like on a tear, you know what I mean? But he's an experienced guy.
I think it was like what, 21 and 8 or something.
Yeah. He's an experienced guy. We're saying he's a middleweight. Yeah. Okay.
Well, he spends a decent portion of his career at welterweight. If you look at his like first like 10 fights, I think.
Look, my boy was carrying around a bit of a belay. Definitely not making welterweight.
And did you say that? Did you guys watch the weigh-ins? The real weigh-ins.
Their way.
Yeah. When Dalcha came on and the YouTube, you know, you got all the YouTube comments on the side. You just start checking all these people like pop up, like who's that? And then the one guy's like, I think it's Francis Ngannou.
Fucking Americans.
I was like, my good. Everyone was so astounded when you got onto the scale, and we were like, welcome to Africa. I think this is like.
Well, even the commentary team, when he walked into the cage, was like, this guy's totally out of shape.
They were high on Dalcha though, the rest of the card, eh?
Yeah, they were. The certain thing, okay, it's hard to say because maybe he did get if you can say, a slightly easier route for a debut fight in the UFC.
Yeah.
That being said, like you said, it's very difficult. I mean, think about Champion, his team, in terms of traveling and international fight experience.
Not
They're
easy.
this is all very new to all of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you could see it on them.
Yeah,
You know?
100%.
They were quite nervous. There was a lot of strange things. Check, there you go, Rob. Johannesburg Double W, 5-1, 3-8.
5-1,
boy.
3-8.
By now, boy, by now.
I actually
was
just
listening.
Yeah,
this is listening.
That's actually, I've been searching that a few times, so, you know.
That's actually phenomenal, huh?
Yeah, but that's a catch, guaranteed anyway.
Yeah, because there's no tax included or something stupid.
So, you know, like but he all props him, you know, he took advantage of the situation, he got the stoppage, and that's important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He didn't grind out a 3-round snooze fest, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
He got that stoppage. He got a lot of hype behind him already. and I mean, like, in this Africa on the Rise kind of market, I mean, I don't know how religious you guys are. I've been following the whole thing online. I saw like Kamaru Usman hitting him up, and Francis Ngannou had a couple of things to say about him.
You see Kamaru was in Francis' corner.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
Africa unite, eh?
Yeah, I think Francis is also like, he's just like patching a team together as he goes.
Yeah.
It's quite weird.
Well, he's got his stride back, I mean.
Yeah, he's on a mission, bro.
Yeah.
And I mean, that dude's
Did you see him begging Dana at the end of the card?
Yeah.
What did you think? Do I get a shot? And he was like, I don't know. If Francis says, have I got a shot? I'd be like, you can have whatever you want, China.
Just don't beat me, please. How scary is that dude, though? It's quite funny, like, I think like 6 or 7 years ago, that dude was fucking homeless, bro.
Yeah,
He was
it's
like
crazy.
living on the street.
It's crazy. Have you ever been to Paris before?
Yeah, a very long time ago.
So like,
I was also worried about
Collecting welfare and training at SPG.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's Conor McGregor.
when you start getting to like the outskirts of all the like suburbs of Gay Paris, it starts getting like very like African, you know, like you can see there's a lot of immigrants, Senegalese, guys from Mali, Cameroon. So they've got like a big like situation where these guys that have French heritage are crossing the border, but obviously without any sort of jobs. So it means like he was kind of in that grouping of society where they left a bad situation in Africa, went to France. But the situation doesn't automatically get better in France because you've got no sort of structure or support in that environment. So I think that, what's that guy's name? Ferdinand Lopez. He runs an MMA factory in France. I think he took Francis in.
Yeah.
And then turned him into what he is today.
Yeah, because I mean, he wanted to be a professional boxer. That was his whole thing. He was to leave and like pursue this dream of becoming a boxer.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, mate, you need to be cupping the snot out of us in MMA rather. Imagine, you know what I was thinking about the other day? Imagine like, imagine that dude as an amateur, bro, and you're like, you know, like you maybe like pre-season amateur looking to turn pro, and this fucking beast walks through the door, and you're like,
Yeah.
Well, who's the guy who caught him at? Oh no, that's who I feel sorry for.
yeah. It's like, suddenly my hamstring feels really, really tight.
I wonder where he fought. Get his record up there, because France was obviously had the blackout and still has the blackout until next year on MMA.
Yeah.
So I wonder how he got going and who gives that person a chance. You know, it's like
He dropped quite a heavy bomb for us hopeful of the UFC coming here in our interview.
oh, what did he?
So my question was, what he would prefer to debut the card in France when it turns legal or here, and he was kind of saying that there's no talk of UFC coming here, like it's
But wasn't
completely flatlined.
But I mean, he's on great communication with Dana, and it wasn't the indication from Dana that they were looking to come out at late.
It was, but you would imagine a guy like that would be at the forefront of an African
Well, not anymore
card.
because you got two African champions,
Yeah.
two African-born
Yeah,
champions.
fair enough. But that I'm just saying that was his feel. So he felt that France was actually going to be a lot closer than Africa.
I think it is as well. It's an easy route. They've really got a UFC office in Europe, so that UK team will just. It's so easy to take that show to.
This is the best. This dude fought Francis Ngannou and quit MMA forever. This is amazing.
He got knocked out in 1 minute 44.
And then
submission armbar. Oh my goodness. He didn't get knocked out by Francis. He was like, that's cool. I know what's about to come.
So Rashid Benzina, is this the first pro fight?
He must be Algerian.
So Francis Ngannou's first pro fight was against Rashid Benzina. How long did it last?
1:44 into round 1.
1 minute 44 into round 1. Francis won with an armbar, and that was the end of Rashid Benzina's MMA career.
And it was also the end of Francis' grappling career.
Yeah, I think they might have taken his arm off, maybe. Maybe we're missing something here. He didn't even get a photo in Sherdog. That's how quick his career was. And listen, if it was my first fight, I would have looked at him and be like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay with his MMA stuff for now.
Who beat him?
Second fight.
13 and 2.
Alcatraz. Whoa, that's a hell of a name.
He beat Francis.
Is this dude still fighting?
2017 was his last fight.
What did he do after he beat Francis? Decided to become the king of Perry.
He looks like the king of McDonald's.
Oh, there you go.
Jeez, my boy went on a tear. Who's this guy fighting, bro? Anyway,
Oh well.
maybe the EFC can sign him.
Did you get to see Damien Myers fight?
You know, and I was waiting for this question since yesterday, because I had a lot of fights to watch yesterday. And the first fight I watched, I said to my wife, like, I'm going to have to watch this fight right here. She's like, why? I was like, because Warren will definitely ask me about Damien Myers.
For those of you who don't know, Damien Myers, like my superhero. Like he's the beginning and end of everything in MMA for me.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, it was. I liked it.
At 41,
Look, it was everything you'd expect from Damien Myers.
yeah. He was in trouble in that third though. He was in deep trouble in that third.
Yeah, it was quite weird. It's almost like, I think for guys like Damien Myers, when I was watching the third round, he couldn't get the fight to the ground for quite a while. And sometimes I wonder for guys like that, if he just says, okay, I've sewn up 2 rounds quite convincingly. Let me just try and please the fans in the crowd a little bit and keep it standing and make it a little bit more exciting. Or it's just genuinely the pressure from his opponent to keep it standing. Like,
Yeah, look, I don't think he wanted to stand. He got hurt a couple of times and then eventually was just backtracking and just kind of putting it in stalemate. But people forget that Rocco Martin he's a decent prospect. I mean, he's not a slouch. I mean, he's been a black belt for 2 years and couldn't hang with Damien on the ground. Even though Damien didn't submit him, I mean, he was completely dominant in the top control. But yeah, I love watching Damien Myers fights. I could watch that guy. I mean, he's got the most wins in UFC history now. I think he's tied now.
it must be tied with Cowboy.
Yeah, tied with Cowboy. He went past Bisping and GSP. So
Rourke's
this
fight.
guy's just retiring.
There's another guy who Francis Ngannou.
Next thing you're going to see, MMA Junkies going to be telling us that JDS is retired.
Probably. What is this? How long they won last? The KO in?
3 minutes 58 seconds, round 1.
I feel like they changed the size of the font when they said that KO. Bro, if we can see a video of that KO that ended this, dude. Is this another one? Good lord, Francis.
It's got one after that.
Had one and got the hell out of there. They thought he was going to do a rematch.
He got submitted as well.
Check that.
Jeez, I get 3 submissions in
Go
his
to
first
the
five
top.
fights.
Go to the top of his page here. Let's see how many submissions he has in his record.
No, it was after the 3 years. That was enough.
4.
Yeah, he's officially retired from submitting people after that.
I think, but
4 out of 14. What a beast. It's more than me.
when was the last submission? Good enough.
That was that Kimura.
Oh, there we go,
in the
Kimura.
UFC, yeah.
It's Anthony Hamilton.
Yeah. Almost Kimura.
The same guy that ran through Ron.
What are you saying, bro?
No, I'm not saying anything. I'm saying this guy loves fighting African
Have
fighters.
some damn respect. When you dare talk about fangs like that.
When is he back?
What?
Wow!
Look,
Wow!
let me reiterate what I'm saying.
I was cutting our viewership down by like a third one time.
No, I don't mean it. But I think it's time for Ruan to call it a day, maybe. But the heavyweight division needs him, that's for
Let's
sure.
see Ron's record. Yeah. When you just on Ron's page? While Rourke gets it up, did you watch Dober versus...
Drew Dober versus... Who is his opponent?
It was the Spanish guy. The Hispanic guy.
I'm trying to remember the fight.
I'm trying to remember his name.
Spanish guy.
It was good. It was a good fight. From
Drew Dober. He's got a quick finish, eh?
He reminded me a lot of Saxon. Like a similar
Some
type
sort of black belt and fight.
Yeah.
He got a quick finish, Drew Dober.
Yeah, like
Fresh
1 minute, 10 seconds.
But you say he's the real one that wants it, what
that was an awesome fight, and then what was a sick fight was Joseph Benavidez versus Yusuf Omega. That was mental, bro.
Joe Benavidez is like he makes my brain hurt. So just look at him and I'm just like,
He must be the king of scrambles, though. He must be the best scrambler in the UFC.
he's a beast. What a champion. And he's got to get that rematch, bro.
Yeah.
If flyweight continues.
Go
back to Ron's
Henry's last fight, when they did the backstage thing, they were talking about how Dana gave the go-ahead that the flyweights had to stay.
Hello? Jeez, bro.
Rourke's Aussie girlfriend giving him a message.
Okay, Ruan.
Ron.
Yeah.
Last fight, Jared Van
So, okay, let's see his last three wins. Van Damme and Bui. Yeah. Nothing exciting. That was on his return. Do you guys remember that fight?
Yeah.
They kept about 25 meters distance and then eventually shot
No,
about submission.
his return was Cyril Oscar.
No. Return to the UFC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cyril Asker.
Yeah.
the French
Oh,
dude.
okay, good now.
Then Cyril got the contract after that. To the UFC.
Correct. So he went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row that he lost.
Yeah.
Then beat Van Damme and Bui. Brendan Groenewald, that's not a bad win. Carl Etherington, T-Rex arms, way too much juice. Should have maybe been lifting things instead of fighting. And then I lost to Jared Van Der. Okay, I'll take it back. Maybe we'll still got something in it. But let's be honest. Van Damme and Bui retired. Brendan Groenewald retired. Carl Etherington, nobody cares.
Like you say, Carl, every time I can't even picture what the guy looks
Bro,
like.
is that big, bald British dude. He's like bodybuilder to the max. Looks like he came straight out of KSW.
Is it?
Yeah, there we go. There's my boy, Carl. The wrecking machine. What a beast.
Hey, you got a decent record though. 14-3.
Yeah. What is the organization he's fighting in there at the top?
FC. And Budo 27.
Hey, bro. Only beasts in Budo, boy.
Yo.
EFC, boy. Yo. EFC was emotional, eh? It was an emotional 24 hours, bro. My phone, I think I had to keep it like charged 24/7. It was just ridiculous.
What? Okay, let's start off with all the cancellations. Okay. What happened?
The best story.
First of all, has anyone found out what happened with Warren Richards versus...
Hear me now.
Okay.
This is gonna be.
There we go.
This is gonna be
Get your
interesting
popcorn.
from a very reliable source that wishes to remain anonymous.
Who doesn't work for the EFT?
It doesn't work for the EFC. Told me. I'm gonna ask because people were asking like, what's happened to this fight. So
Because there's no explanation given.
I did some
Some investigative
some
journalism.
investigative journalism, and this is what I came up with. So he missed weight quite substantially. I think 5 pounds maybe. Yeah, I want to say 5 pounds. I don't remember exactly, but it was about 5 pounds.
Warren.
No, Mangala.
Mangala, okay?
Missed by 5 pounds. 2 hours to cut. When they went backstage, he was eating 2 cheeseburgers and had a milkshake.
Oh,
So Graham was like,
goodness.
what the fuck are you doing? Like,
This feels so
you got weight to cut. He's like, so his reply was, yeah, but my mom said I look hungry, so she gave me this. So I did. So I'm not, where it gets a bit cloudy is we don't know if Warren said fuck this guy because it's now like 10 pounds head start kind of thing.
I would, after
Or the UFC was just so aggravated they were just like fuck this guy. Honestly.
the August Kambala thing for me, I would completely support Warren telling this guy to get fucked. Because I mean, it's just bullshit. Like, people don't take it seriously. They think everyone's going to take the fight.
I was crying.
People need to put their foot down. When guys miss weight like that from now on, just, sorry, not happening. Rourke had a good point though. We had two bantamweight fights before that. The other guy, well, it was like a bantamweight and flyweight with guys similar weights. I wonder why they didn't try and pair those two up. Because Machaba fell out and Debut fell out. I wonder why they didn't try and...
So this is what guys, like a lot of people like replying, why are these fights not getting replaced? Like Debut and Machaba, like there's other, like what's happening, like just make the fights.
Yeah.
It just seemed to me that the UFC were just like, well, fight it off.
Yeah, they could have done Jesse Fleming and Ashley Chitamba.
Again, the thing is, like we were saying, we don't know really what's happening. That's the reality of the situation. And then the major talking point was obviously the Luke Michaels Conrad CRB 3.0. Third time's a charm. I blame whoever put that tweet out saying third time's a charm.
Yeah.
It was their fault that it
They
happened.
jinxed it.
Yeah.
I think we should just refer. It's like the Ferguson Khabib thing. We should all just put it in the back of our minds as never going to happen.
No, 100%. We have to move on.
Yeah.
There's a couple of points here that you know, obviously fucking online just goes crazy with these things. The biggest problem with Conrad is that because he's that guy who's so outspoken, getting in people's faces, you know, like, and Conrad's one of those guys who replies to everybody online, which is a big mistake as a fighter. Like, all the negative feedback, he goes after it and kind of like replies, you know. Then you must weight substantially, you know what I mean? Like, it was 3.5, 4 kilos that he's missing weight by. That's a nightmare, you know what I mean? Especially if you've spoken so much, you know what I'm saying? Then in the bottom of the 9, you hear Luke getting pulled. Now I've got a lot of problems with this. Firstly, how is somebody only fucking checking his brain scan less than 24 hours before his fight? How is that even happening? I've heard a lot of stories about how that all unfolded. I don't know what's true and what's not. But do you think the UFC would be like, oh fuck, just cool, you're waiting, I just want to, shit, there seems to be something on your brain. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, how the fuck does that even happen?
You know the scary thing is that the EFC's test medical protocol is significantly higher than a lot of other promotions, right?
I don't doubt that. It's just not done timelessly.
No, I agree with you. I just on a bit of a side note here, is that let's say Luke was in another organisation and he had fought, and something happened. You know, it's a scary reality when these things pop up and this person was about to go and have a full contact combat sports match.
I get it, bro. I get it.
But I agree with you. How do these things land up happening the day before the fight? There should be like, I'm sure there was a cut. Like I remember my first.
Is that an R. Kelly ringtone, bro?
We don't have any pedophile ringtones in here, please.
Jeez, bro. You're gonna start a hashtag about it. They're gonna kick us all out. It's gonna come up R. Kelly. Come on, dude.
Oh man.
Instagram story.
What is it? You're watching R. Kelly on Instagram.
I'm trying to find the EFC stuff.
He's on Instagram while we're trying to do a show.
I'm doing research.
On R. Kelly.
Oh man.
Yeah, we're saying, yeah. So the thing with Luke was, he apparently on his debut there was a bit of uncertainty about something that they picked up on his brain scan.
Okay.
He was eventually passed by a neurosurgeon specialist. Look, please can you save my cat before he commits suicide?
Jeez, like
I don't think he realizes where exactly.
Have you ever seen how far cats can fall?
Bro,
yeah, we don't want to test it.
thank you very much. So
Definitely don't want to test
sorry
it.
about that, guys.
Cat's a unit,
The cat's a bit depressed. Yeah, he's a unit.
He's suicidal.
He's
Cat's on Biogen.
Bro, he was half the size until you spilled that Biogen on the floor.
On a side note, we got some really filthy looks at UFC.
Yeah, I think we've pushed this Biogen joke. Getting a lot of like just getting left hanging. Anybody keen for an interview?
Nope.
We don't mean it. It's all getting blue ticked, my boy. That's what the millennials would say. Eh?
So you're saying...
So they found something on Luke's brain, and then eventually he was passed by a neurosurgeon that just said it was just like some sort of hereditary thing. It wasn't dangerous. It was just there. Then he went to that CAT scan had expired. They sent him to wherever they were supposed to be. There was some problem with the account from EFC. It was delayed. He then went to another person. This is a doctor doesn't know his case. Looked at it and was like, so I don't actually know if he was concussed. That's the thing. Like they're saying, okay, no, I think Graham posted on or commented on something and said that they actually found something else, not the thing that was there before. That there was. Look, I fucking know nothing about what concussion is like on a brain scan. Whatever it is, what it is, it's done now. My question is, how is it only being discovered so close to the fight?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
I remember when I meant to do Conrad versus Luke 2, and I remember there was a requirement for Luke to fly to Cape Town and go get a scan done, but I don't know what happened. Obviously that fight got cancelled. Once again, it was so close to the fight, you would have assumed that it was done. Yeah, it would be interesting. I would love Graham to actually, he does his little almost like vlog show
Inside the Hex.
Inside the Hex. It would be awesome if he just dealt with, like, addressed it, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's lots. I think it would be awesome if Graham could address. It would be awesome if Graham could address that and the cancelled and all the cancelled fights. That would be great.
So, Guy, I'm sure you can listen to this. Those are our questions for Inside the Hex. Dude, this is where I get the skeptical hippo eyes. Is that twice in a row you've had the same dude realistically missing weight.
Yeah.
That's the reality of the situation. And twice in a row these mysterious KOs appear, concussions appear. You know what I mean? I'm like, so
I was a big time conspiracy theorist.
I am, sorry. But anyway, I don't believe in coincidence. This is where I struggle. And I'm like, okay, guys. You know what I mean? Like, first, Conrad slipped in the sauna and was so concussed he had to take 3 days off from fighting, according to the doctor. I mean,
Because 3 days, you're really going to get healed up from a concussion in 3 days.
Listen. Firstly, don't post that shit because everyone's reading it going, what kind of a doctor is in concussion? 3 days off.
You get like mandatory 30-day suspension, like
You know
just
what I'm
because you're
saying?
in a fight.
And yes, you're like, no, 30 days. We mean 30 days. Like, I don't know, bro. It just seems, there's something a bit off there to me. But anyway, it's beyond there. For sure, don't re-sign that fight.
Yeah, let's not do that anymore.
Yeah.
Let's just move along. I mean, Conrad said he's going up to middleweight now.
Bro, he will be the smallest middleweight on planet Earth.
Yeah.
Can
I
you
agree.
imagine him standing next to Chris Weidman?
Yeah.
Or Yoel Romero?
Have you ever seen Chris Weidman like stand next to? I saw a photo of Ruan Potts and Chris Weidman, if I'm not mistaken, and he made Ruan look average size.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's a look. I believe them. I don't know. I'm less of a
I'm not
conspiracy
saying I
theorist.
don't believe anyone. I'm just saying my nose is up in the air on this.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Okay. What other cancelled fights did we have? That was it. It was the 4. It
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was an 8-fight card.
I actually liked it like that. I'll be honest with you.
Really.
Yeah. Apparently in America, if you're gonna get a promoter's license, any cards over 8 cards, you have to get a special allowance to have more than 8 professional bouts on a card. I think it was just like the atmosphere was nice in the arena. It didn't feel like drawn out.
So
it was pretty cool.
This is what I was saying to someone today. It still seemed like it had that big card feel about it.
Yeah,
It
was
kept
awesome.
it kept that notoriety. I mean, obviously, Soldier Boy, the conclusion of the fighter, and some good scraps down the ranks, especially the goat who we've just pulled up there, Fafa Dwama.
Can we just say that it took literally a perfect storm to get Sylvester on the main card. They tried everything in their power to keep on the undercard as a punishment for the Brave event, and
Allegedly.
the powers that be were like,
Allegedly.
nah.
Yeah, well, he got his main card. Obviously, for those of you, if you don't know what happened, it ended with a DQ win for Fafa Dwama, who won by soccer kick to the face while grounded.
It was actually quite scary. It wasn't on TV, but when he got hit with the kick,
His
obviously-
face landed in row H.
yeah, well, he was like a little bit shaky after. I mean, which is fine. But then they started panicking because they couldn't communicate with him. But obviously his English is quite broken,
Yeah.
and the doctor started panicking a little bit because like he wasn't like communicating back to the doctor,
Yeah.
and the doctor, I don't think the doctor realized that he was like foreign,
Couldn't speak English,
yeah,
yeah.
like couldn't speak English.
But you could see like he was kind of like trying to like say he could carry on. I don't want to say that's what he was saying, but it seemed something like that.
Yeah.
And then he kind of sat down and he actually started like shaking.
Yeah.
You could see it. He was like, I don't think he realized like he was like jittering a little bit, and I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
we need to get that boy
he
out
didn't
of
want to
there.
be there. I mean,
Bro, listen, you
his mind said he wanted to be there, but
soccer kicked me in the face. I also don't want to be there.
But people were bitching about that, right? People were bitching about that, and I kept saying to them, like, if you're gonna skirt so close to the line of what's legal and illegal in the sport, you have to understand that these things could happen. You could get disqualified. I
What
mean,
does that say?
I wish someone would look at me the way Graham looks at cricket.
Make that picture bigger.
oh,
Oh, Carl Pacino, what a legend.
oh,
That's amazing. Oh, shout out to Carl Eleanor, what a biscuit. He's got some big fight news on the way.
just so we don't forget, we brought the Kamiki
Japanese
malt whiskey
Japan's finest.
for our predictions. So maybe we should go step by step.
Before we move on there, you were saying people were dude, and I get it. Like, this is the funny thing for me. We've seen it a few times. When JP was in Brave, guys were saying like he took the. It's fine, leave it, bro. He took like an easy way out. There was another one recently. They're like, like. There's easy way
Took
out.
an easy way out. Took a fucking kick to the face while grounded.
This is what I'm saying, bro. Like, how can you be upset about that?
No.
And here's the thing. I think Sylvester was frustrated. I think he felt he was going to blow through this guy. I mean, the size difference was quite visible between the two. He was getting frustrated. He couldn't get him out of there. And I
Yeah.
think he just had like a moment of madness. So what I wanted to ask you when I saw this, do you think it was instinctual or do you think it was frustration, like badly timed frustration? I'm not saying he did it on purpose. Do you think it was just frustration creeping in and he just had like a moment of madness, or it was just instinct?
I think it was just like a moment of confusion. You know, there's two sets of rules that.
Bro, there's no
MMA
set
runs
of
by-
rule that soccer kick in the face. That was
No,
Pride
but
Boy.
there's the gaming
yeah.
rule about putting your hand on the mat.
Yeah.
And I think from what I understood when they were protesting in the cage, what I understood is they were saying that he was gaming, that he put his hand down, and that it was legal to kick at that stage.
Is this it? Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it was just confusion as to what happened. I think
So he's fallen back. Are we using 3 points of contact on the ground?
He's got one knee. And
He's
one
got
hand.
both knees on the ground.
No, check. He puts one up.
Go back a bit. I think he's got two knees on the ground.
powerful sprawl there.
Watch
though.
here. You're right.
One knee, one hand. You see, so I think that's like a bit of a grey area in terms of the gaming.
So actually, it's a bit of bad timing, really.
Yeah.
He thought he was getting up, and he kind of went back down onto that hand. So if he hadn't put that hand on the ground, he had almost that one knee and then 1 foot up and no hand on the ground, it would have been fine. Or was one knee grounded? We'll have to check up.
I'm not too certain on that. From my understanding,
There
though,
were guys throwing some shade at me, telling me to read MMA says rules. I'm sure they'll hear this maybe and they'll correct us.
yeah, I mean,
But anyway,
you know, we're not saying that we the encyclopedia of everything MMA, but it looked illegal under the old set of rules, and it looks grey under the new set of rules.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know.
But anyway, it's a DQ, bro. At the end of the day, that's what was judged.
And
You
you know,
did-
it's super difficult to get
Yeah.
anything overturned in MMA.
Yeah. No. You're not going to overturn it.
That's
Move
it.
on.
You're gonna have to just move along.
on. Rourke, just go back to the video that we were looking at there. This was, and obviously the EFC had to put it out today with Devin Cronje.
Oh, that was amazing. That was amazing.
And you know what the funny thing is? Because automatically, and I think Cyrus might have even mentioned, like, the first thing you think is that he needs a cuck. Like, he's got to go back. He left one on board. He's like, shit, guys, I just realized I I gotta go drop this. What a legend. What a legend. But he took it like a champ. Shout out to Devin Grenier getting the job. He's like, oh, wait, hang on. I forgot to get my box. Like, out of all the things to forget, bro.
Can we just say that was a pretty like solid performance from Devin?
Yeah.
That was a pretty decent.
He's maturing. He's gaining the confidence in his systems. He looks good.
He looked
I like
nice.
the
He
look
looked
of him.
nice and composed for
Yeah.
the fight. I thought that was a really good show from his side. And people look at Guy Mugambi and they think, oh, he's a bit of a scrub, you know.
Yeah.
But I can promise you that oak's super strong, and he's super durable. So
Bro, how often do you see Gamagami getting put away?
never,
Exactly.
100%.
This is the thing. It's what I was saying to you guys is that dude, you cannot, it's not easy to put him away. He keeps coming forward. He's iron, dude. And he's, you know, you expect that from CRT. Head down, bite down, and keep coming. You know what I mean? And he keeps a good pace.
So
Very tough guy to deal with, bro. Very, very tough guy to deal with.
did I see Neil Duplessis versus Shogun? That's the next fight that's happening. Hey?
Shogun Hua.
No, Shogun Tresor Balua. Weren't they teammates?
Yeah.
They were teammates.
No.
They weren't teammates.
Trezor, I don't think Trezor was at.
I'm sure he was at
Trezor
CRT as
Balua,
an
I don't
amateur.
think he was at CRT. Maybe. He was at Gracie Bahailova for a while with Brandon. He was coming from Brandon Katz. Now he's with. I think he's with the.
Because there's the
UMF
brothers. They're
now.
brothers, right? There's
No, I think
Shogun and there's the other guy, isn't there?
You're thinking of someone else, bro.
Is it?
I don't think Trezor Balua has. Well, I might be wrong. Go down. 81.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Lo and
I
behold.
thought they were teammates at one stage.
Don't think so. The real question there is what happened to Mzwandile at Klongwa.
The real question is what's happening to that card? That card needs some bolstering. Is there any talks of who the main event is? Says Fight Sports.
Well, Temba.
Isn't that the guy that the dude from our team fought? The boxer from Alberton?
Petey Coxon.
No, man.
You lost to Petey Coxon.
No, man. The young guy. Julian, isn't that the guy Julian Cook fought? Because I can almost promise you that when Julian fought, he fought.
Let's just go back and see that card, bro. I want to have a look at that now. This is the next card. The main event. Well, Temba said that he might be on the next event. I don't think
The
so.
next event's against Joe.
No.
Oh.
He just said might even be there. I think he's just like, I don't know. I think he's just trolling.
Guys, it's evident that the welterweight division is not ready to have a champion. Just hang back. Do we have to have a champion right now? Can we not just hang around and just wait
Yeah.
until
I'd like to.
two people appear as the clear
The
and
thing is,
definitive contenders?
I'm with you. The thing is that like, okay, Temba's come back out of semi-retirement, whatever was going on, and like literally he won one fight and now he's like demanding the title, and I get it. He's in a rush. He wants to do whatever he wants to do, but you know, like I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like let's say the Grand Prix was the perfect setup in my opinion, but you could have added other guys into that, and you
Yeah.
still could.
A
you know what I
four-man
mean?
Grand
Like,
Prix also seems a little bit short.
it
Like,
seems a bit thin. If you especially don't have a division, you
Yeah.
literally don't have a division. So
which was crazy
know,
because the welterweight division used to
you've
be the
got-
strongest
you've got
division in the
Justin
UFC.
You got Justin Smith hanging in the lurch. You've got Sean DeLange who's back.
How did he
as
not
well.
get into the Grand
You
Prix?
know what I mean? You can add guys in there. I mean, obviously, like I don't know, the EFC want the legitimacy of champions in the divisions. That's the way I would see it. But yeah, I agree with you. I don't know why we're in such a rush. Look at this card, bro. No main event just yet. I think they're going to pull out a crack of a main event. There's a couple of rumors floating around.
Come, spill the rumor. Spill the rumor. Don't have to tell him where the rumor.
Clear my throat. No, I don't know if
No,
it's.
come, spill it. Let's hear.
We'll get there. You got Tumisang versus Saput.
I like that fight. I like that fight.
Should Saput be cleared to fight already? Wasn't he just sparked like a little while ago?
Yeah, yes, that was a
Yeah.
heavy
Didn't he
knockout.
just get sparked? And you've got Petey Coxon with waiting player one.
Dino Bagatine, we all
Dino
know that already.
Bagatine, Neil Steele Duplessis, Trezor Balua. Trezor Balua has had one win in the EFC. How he gets on the main card, who knows? And then the Greek lady, Stelio.
This Vormerans, I try to like research her. This is her debut, hey? She came from the
second fight,
No, I think you're thinking of Kirkstra or whatever.
possibly.
I think this chick
She fought Sandra, I think.
Vormerans.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Cassandra
Yeah,
se-
you're gonna have to be more specific because there was some Dami McDonald's popping up there. Should have got two images there for a second, bro.
No, you can just research the actual lady's name and then it'll come up with her record.
What's happening here?
Just click on her name on the EFC, and on the EFC website it'll tell you who she is. No, on the EFC website.
Yeah, but so listen, that card.
Christine Vormerans.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a debut.
She's on the SA team at the moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I saw some stuff from her. EWC, Fight Star.
Well, look, in
African
terms of
Open.
for most ladies we see coming to the EFC, she's had a decent amateur career. She's
Yeah.
coming off a loss. As an
5-2
amateur.
as an amateur.
I mean, for things we've seen way worse coming.
Did she
The
fight
whole
anyone that we
Zuza
know
came
there?
out, dude.
Nope. No. Well, anyway,
Go.
it's interesting that you can debut onto the main card.
Very interesting.
Not even just debut in the EFC, debut full stop.
Look, that card might change. They might fill things in, and those things will move around a bit.
Yeah.
Roderick Kenner versus my boy Elvis.
Guala Guala.
Guala Guala. And then the original GOAT, Robert Swanepoel. Who's he fighting? Listen, bro, we're losing track here. We haven't even spoken about the main event of EFC80. We've got completely
Yes,
sidetracked.
this is a shit show.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
Majuba. Someone's has got to go.
And not the you're thinking of. Somebody's getting a win here, finally. Go on, boys. Go on.
Okay, let's systematically go through this last card and drink accordingly.
Did you bring the paper of? I want to see what I said, because I've got a
Listen, China,
bad memory here.
you chose Conrad, and your lucky stars aligned in that fight pool.
I didn't choose Conrad, you fuckers. You guys made me choose Conrad.
He chose Conrad.
You bastards. But what did you think of Soldier Boy Lazar?
You want to go straight to the main event?
Bro, we were talking about it and then drifted off to
I
the
thought,
cuck that was happening.
you know what's crazy, right? When Lazar walked out, he had a decent following. Like there was decent support in the stand. But obviously when Gareth walked out, it was a whole different realm of support, right?
Cool.
Then the fight starts and people were getting behind Gareth, and Gareth was looking crisp in the striking, which is peculiar because you don't normally see him stand and strike the entire match. You would see an early shoot, try and dominate in top position and so forth. But it looked like he had really like pulled away from Brendan in the striking. But the scary thing with that is that you're fighting someone that's known to hit decently hard.
Yeah.
And it just took that one moment. It was so against the grain that the whole stadium was in such shock that it happened. Even himself and his corner were so shocked that it came out of nowhere. The crowd just erupted. Like everyone that was supporting Gareth instantly started supporting the win for Brendan. It was mental. But like Rourke and myself told you don't bet against Brendan Lazar.
No, 100%. That was such a. It was one of those, like, as an MMA fan, it's like watching Michael Bisping win the belt.
Yeah, it's
You know what I mean?
a similar feeling.
It's that same feeling. You just like, like I'm like, on paper he stands no chance, but there's always that chance. And everyone, I've already seen people saying that lucky overhand, bro. I don't believe in those things, to be honest.
Man,
The lucky shots happen in bar fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're not looking. To say Brendan Lazar in his head was going to win by overhand left, I can't go that far. But to say that it was a lucky shot, that's an excuse for anybody. And it's not Gareth that's saying it's a lucky shot. I think it was beautifully timed. I actually meant to go back and check it again. It looked like Soldier Boy was throwing like a a half lazy inside leg kick, and he threw 2 before, and Lazar was watching it for the timing, and it looked like he was setting up that same inside leg kick, and he got dropped with that overhand. I might be wrong. That's how I remember seeing it. But it, to say lucky, dude, honestly, and then we saw the brown belt getting awarded to him. So great night for Brendan Lazar. My thing is, you could kind of see from Brendan Lazar, he was like ecstatic that he had won, but you kind of got the feeling that he obviously always believed he could do it. You know what I mean? And that there was one of his...
I was actually a bit irritated with the whole way that it played out in the end. Like Brendan just won, and he got given his belt, and everyone was super pumped and whatever. And then they cut the celebration short, and they were like, "Give us the belt back." They took the belt away from him. Then you had to do a face-off with Drickus, and you're like, "Give the Oak a moment," you know? Like, he's just
let's do a face-off on Monday, maybe, bro.
Yeah, just hang back. Like, there's not enough animosity between the two yet to really get things going. Like, why have the face-off? I thought that they should have just given him some space, let him celebrate, let him have a good time.
He doesn't.
I don't know why Graham took the belt away from him initially, though.
He doesn't look happy at all about that as well,
Yeah.
Brendan. I didn't see that actually.
You see, Graham takes the belt away from him. I don't know why he took the belt away.
He's not happy, Brendan doesn't look happy at all. Like, why can't he have the belt? It's his. Brickus doesn't have his, so.
For sure, make sure there's 2 belts at the event.
Bro, Brendan Lazar is a physical specimen.
He was in great shape, huh?
Bro, he's a specimen. You know what's the crazy thing about Brendan Lazar? I don't know what he does for a living. He's obviously got a decent job that he does. He has 3 kids. He's actively involved at home. He's not,
Yeah.
And this dude still trains his ass off. Dude, I've got nothing but the utmost respect for people like that, and especially to go in there, against the odds. Realistically, most people would have thought you're done and out in this fight. Soulja Boy's going to be too much. Oh, dude,
Rourke had a good point. He was saying that Brendan might be the very last part-time fighter that would be able to hold the belt. Because I don't think it's possible to be part-time anymore and be the champion. But he obviously.
He has a question for you.
He brought it.
He has a question for you. Let's say this fight between him and Drickus does actually happen.
Skeptical hippo eyes again.
And he beats Drickus.
So I'm not betting against that, bro. That's for sure.
Especially when it's shots, boy. You know what I mean? Like, what are we looking at for him from there? What are we considering him going to the UFC? What are we saying? What are we doing?
I don't know, bro. Brendan.
Imagine this dude was a full-time athlete, bro.
Oh yeah, 100%.
With like a major camp behind him.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's. I wonder what he's gonna do now, because
listen, Brendan Lazar, we need you to reply to our messages so we can chat, because I want to know the answers to these questions.
Look, I'm not sure he's going to be too pumped to come on the show.
Why, bro? What did you do?
I didn't do anything to him. But there's some people in his realm that aren't fans of us.
No, they'll get over it. What a shot, eh? Rob,
That
don't
shot's
you wish
amazing.
you took that photo? Do you think this was the next question? Do you think Ferdy was slow on the uptake there with that knockout? Because he ate that extreme hammer fist from that height, and then maybe 1 or 2 more.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't. I don't think it was criminal. It wasn't Vickers SWAT criminal.
That's why nobody wants to get back to us. Can you stop?
Oh man.
Okay, well we're here now, so I guess
Didn't
I'm
John
the only one
didn't John Kavanagh call Faddy the worst ref in MMA? I'm almost sure he did.
He didn't call Bobby Caraginides that though.
For Bobby Spartan.
Okay.
Told you, don't bet against Brendan.
I'm very sorry for betting against you the last time.
I felt that.
That's warm.
On this very decently.
Japan doesn't mess around, bro.
Yeah,
Japan doesn't mess around.
The one time Rourke and myself got invited to this cigar smoking, whiskey drinking evening at this very wealthy individual's house, a CEO of like a big company in South Africa.
Is he a Japanese whaler?
No, but he had like a good couple of bottles of
My
very
face
rare
is going to
Japanese
become a
whiskey
lot
and
redder
that.
than it normally is. I do apologize.
But Rourke and myself, one, we don't drink whiskey. I barely drink, but we don't drink whiskey and we don't smoke cigars. But we went to cigar whiskey evening, so it was.
As one does.
So every time you like 1,000 rand shot, is like you have to. 1,000 rand shot tasted like the 10 rand shot.
That's how it goes with whiskey.
Yeah.
TF2 final.
Yo, Manon
Manon.
is
She's
such
a
a
beast,
savage,
bro.
bro.
She's a beast. Bro.
She's such a savage. She literally, like, from the get go, from the very as the fight started, you could just see this deep will to like absolutely murder Melanie. Everything she threw was with the worst, most illest intentions. It was crazy. Melanie got some shots in that cut her earlier in the fight. That cut Manon earlier in the fight, but that was about it from Melanie.
Yeah.
And I think Melanie was trying to take it to the ground just to like buy time. There was no attempt to do anything from the bottom. In Melanie's defense, though, she did way better than any of the other
Yeah.
TF2 contestants.
She actually surprised me. I thought it was going to be a complete one-sided show in the end from Manon. But yeah, props to Melanie. She was way better than I thought she was going to be, to be honest. Those kicks, bro.
That side kick that she throws,
It's
that
ridiculous,
like left side kick, is absolutely. When Cyrus announced them, though, he announced them and he announced their records, and then you could kind of hear like the rumbling in the thing. In the
Why
arena,
did- why did he-
0-1 and 3-7.
Why
Should-
did he announce their record?
I know. I was going to say like you could have really like worked up that intro. You know, Manon being a IMAF world champion last year, and Melanie holding a professional kickboxing record of like 23-3. You know, like you write on all the positives.
Yeah.
I think this whole thing where you have to announce their records is actually a little bit archaic. Doesn't, you know, like the point of announcing the fight is actually build the crowd up around them. So if someone's record's a bit weak, like try and like find something that they've done previously to like play on, you know. But yeah, that was a great fight from Manon's side.
Did anybody say Melanie was going to win?
No.
Oh, okay.
What was the fight before that? Devon? No?
Saxon.
Saxon. We all chose Sax Bomb there.
Sax bomb. Yeah, shout out to Saxon. Getting it done in under a minute again.
Yep.
What a beast. Bro, he's... for me, Saxon needs to be... I want to see him go 3 rounds. I want to see him get tested. Dude, if you can get it done in 45 seconds, get it done in 45 seconds. Get in, get paid, get out. 100%. But career-wise, you know what I mean? It's always dangerous when you're that guy who's sparking guys in under a minute. You know what I mean? Because when the test does come, you know, how does your cardio respond? You know, he just seemed to completely overpower Marcel. And Marcel is no scrub, dude. You know, like a lot of people would have looked at this fight on paper and said, okay, even I was like, you know, Marcel's a featherweight realistically. But physically, he was there. But he was just completely overpowered. Completely overpowered.
Besides being overpowered, I think he was overwhelmed. Because, I mean, he made quite a simple error. You know, like, you didn't have to be a genius to see that the armbar was being set up. And I think Marcel's better than that, you know?
Yeah.
I think it was just a weirdly overwhelming moment for him, and he made a mistake from that pressure. But Saxon one day is going to literally rip his head open running into that cage like that. Hey? My goodness. He's going to squirt blood out of his head.
And he's straight away calling for that title shot.
Against Joe.
Listen, bro, the next title fight at lightweight has to be Joe Cummins versus Elaine Ilunga.
Oh, yeah.
If for some reason...
I'm sure that was confirmed, wasn't it?
They said they were trying to get it done, which always makes me nervous. But, yeah, Saxon, 100% starting to be in that conversation. But, yeah, let's let Elaine and Joe figure that out first, for sure.
Yeah.
But, you know, I would like to see a test for Saxon before. Like a real test. I just don't know who
What,
that
like an
is.
international opponent or someone local?
International, local, just a test. A strong test. That's what I'd like to see. I'd like to even see maybe someone, okay, Luke's going to be a bit of a grey area for now. But if Luke was still at lightweight, I'd like to see Luke versus Saxon Delafield. See what happens there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At lightweight, I don't know who else you could put him against to like really give him a strong test. Who we got here?
Has he fought Aniset yet?
Yeah, I was hoping they were going to do that rematch for him. He lost to Aniset. He got KO'd, and it was like one of those weird scenarios, you know.
I'd like to see him get one back. Like, I'd like to see him fight
Aniset
and
rematch. I think it's a great rematch, to be honest. You know, and because just check Aniset there. I think he's also on he's on a 2-fight win streak.
Yeah, that seems like a good
And
matchup to make.
he's won 4 and 5 with his only loss to who was his loss to? Sandile. I mean, nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? And he's picked up some big wins there. You know.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind seeing that rematch happen. That's actually a great fight, Graham. That one's for free. I was actually campaigning for that fight a little bit. I wanted to see that happen. I think that's a great rematch.
Yeah.
Did anyone call Marcel to win?
No.
Sorry, Marcel.
Just let's take a step back. The whole Manon versus
Just watch your head there, look.
the whole Manon versus Amanda thing. Yeah, I don't know about that.
You think it's gonna happen?
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Hmm.
Like, I'm not one to talk about like other
Conspiracies.
people and their weights and stuff, but
Hey,
it doesn't
bro.
look like Amanda's gonna make.
Hey, bro. Where are we going?
It doesn't look like Amanda's gonna make straw weight,
I want to
though.
hear this.
Be honest. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick here, but she doesn't look anywhere close to strawweight. Does she look close to strawweight? I heard rumblings and the thing that she was weighing north of 70
Whoa.
to make a 57. No, not even 57. How much is strawweight? 54. Please, that's not healthy. That's seriously not healthy.
I don't think that wasn't a strawweight fight. I think that was a flyweight fight.
Flyweight, even flyweight, 57.
She's the bantamweight and the flyweight champion.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say flyweight, 57. That is a long way to go. That is a long. And I got nothing against Amanda. This isn't about Amanda.
Yeah,
it's just like
they weighed in at 125 pounds. You're right.
you can just, I mean, they're touting this for the next 2 or 3 events, right? In like 2 or 3 events.
End
time
of the
is due-
year, I would say realistically, it would be the end of the year.
I think that's the only time that's realistic for her.
So
to
to
get
be
that
honest,
weight.
I hear what you're saying, and we're not trying to be disrespectful or funny about it. I saw when Amanda was up here during the fight, and she looked like she would make bantamweight quite easily, but yeah, she seems a long way away from flyweight.
Yeah.
And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? To be honest, it's probably better
Yeah.
for her at bantamweight. My only problem with that is if another season of the fighter happens and that person doesn't fight the champion, then just fucking forget about the
Brennan
fighter
fought the
forever.
champ. Oh, he didn't fight the champion.
Did he? And the EFC will say they never said that he was going to fight Drickers. Why was he at the house with these
When's
belts?
Dricker's going back to KSW? That's
Who
what I want
knows,
to know.
bro? I don't know what Drickers is up to. Like, Drickers is a weird scenario for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like he's playing both cards. But anyway, before we carry on, you guys need to start fucking drinking. Yeah?
We haven't got anything wrong yet.
Where are we? What's the fight?
Just
before
remember, there's 3 shots for you, 2 shots for either of us. But the other
You
2,
bastards.
the 2 that we have to drink, you also have to drink because you got the same ones wrong.
Listen, Fafa's a DQ, eh? I think that's a...
How about we all just...
That's a pass. That's a pass.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault you got soccer kicked in the
But
face.
once again, we should have known.
Cassandra, that oak, again.
Okay. Okay. Everyone was shitting on me because I said he's a dirty fighter. It only took all of 10 fucking seconds for him to stick a finger in someone's eye.
Have you seen that picture?
It looked like he hit him with his hand open, like that, just like boom. Edward Scissorhands you. Pop.
That's the Serge Cassandra.
Wushu, man, bro.
So can everyone just calm down about me calling him dirty when it took him 10 seconds to
What if it
outwork
was an
someone?
innocent mistake, bro?
Innocent mistake, 3 fights in a row, I'm sure.
Yeah, who's he done this to? He's done this to...
Illegal need to fucking
from Durban.
Terrell Singh.
Terrell.
Yes, the article was. But he was saying that he was being eye gouged, that he was having his gloves pulled, that he was holding.
Was there no referee in that fight?
Durban, Brew Wild West, China.
Don't you dare say it was Vickers.
Madiba got one back for that illegal knee.
Yeah, Madiba went beast mode, eh? You went
He was
straight
upset.
beast
He
mode.
was upset. So yeah. The Rayo Sanchez one we all got wrong.
Ooh, Dwayne Bones Jones, bro.
Guys, first of all,
We all picked Dwayne Jones.
Did we?
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, we did. Thank goodness. He was on the podcast. So
I know. I was the only one saying that don't count him out just yet. You guys were laughing at me.
No, you see,
That's how I remember it, but anyway.
we trained with Tommy Stradum, so we chose Dwayne Jones. No, with no disrespect to Tommy, he has no ground game,
Fair enough.
and he'll admit he has no ground game. But on the other end of the spectrum, how do you have someone in a submission for more than a round and not submit them?
more than one submission.
No, I'm saying collectively it was more than 5 minutes of being in a submission hold. So I don't know.
Heel hooks, triangles, arm
Dwayne looks really tall and extremely lean at featherweight. I don't know if his body is taking that weight cut decently because he looked broken coming into the second round.
To drop to bantamweights the way.
A dropped bantamweight, the tallest bantamweight in MMA history. How tall is he?
7'1".
I'm 5'11" or 6, and I was the tallest at one stage.
Depends on how you feel on the day.
It depends who's measuring you.
Yeah. Depends how this curvature in your spine.
3 centimeters.
He's taller than me. He would be the tallest
Yeah, I'm
bantamweight.
181.
Look,
For
he's
sure.
listed
Hey,
as lightweight.
Hey EFC, for sure update this dude's picture. Jeepers. It looks like he literally came from his Stand 5 dance for that photo. What the fuck is going on there? For sure, let's update that picture. Oh, who's getting
It was
Gio Pretorius?
Gio. You know what's crazy is that people, we're talking about the Gio Justin Smith fight. Everyone's like, oh, Justin ran through him. It's only crazy how Justin ran through him when you know how good Gio is.
Yeah.
And that Gio's been doing this longer than most people have been in MMA.
Yeah, he was just doing it on the street.
He was like 16 years old when he had his first fights or so. Definitely not how you spell Giovanni.
You were right there. There's no XY in Giovanni.
So what else? What was else on the undercard? It was.
Whoa. So.
Are we all drinking?
No. Serge Cassandra. There was drinks going around.
For all of us. For all of us,
I'm gonna
though.
need to get more Kamiki. Just have your little shotty there.
Rocky first.
Sanchez was a split decision. Shame. I saw his message come out, and props to him, bro. These things happen. You know what I mean? Like it's like a half a baby shot. Smooth, he says.
We need to get Simon on here and do this with him.
Simon.
Come now,
Simon
Rob.
Stevens.
I love him as a commentator.
Yeah, I think he's cool. You know what the thing is with like Simon is people don't realize how crazy that dude is. He speaks like 450 languages.
Did you see him speaking to Manon in French?
Yeah, he's a beast, bro. He's a beast. Like, yeah, I like Simon. Simon does his research. He always brings something cool. I saw some people giving the commentators a bit of hate. I don't know.
This hoax record's not right.
Oh man. No, because I watched him about 3 fights that aren't on that record. There's 2. There was one at Standard Bank Arena that's not on there, and there's the
Check
one
it
that
out,
he
bro.
had
He
at
lost to
Bramley.
Conrad Siabi as an amateur. That's Giovanni Pretorius.
Yeah, I remember that
That's
fight.
pretty crazy.
I remember that fight. Gio was always like the biggest talent that never materialized into like a true champion.
Yeah.
You know? It's a pity, man. He's a proper savage. I cornered him for his debut, and he was smoking Chimmy, like just absolutely murdering him. But Chimmy caught him with one body shot somewhere late in the second round, and I just remember him coming back to the corner and being like, guys, I can't continue. And Rory's like, because Rory and him go way back,
Yeah.
and Rory Diesel's like, shut the fuck up, suck it up, and you go out there and you win this fight. And I was like, yes, Rory, yes. You know, and it's only after you think, fuck, what happened if something was really wrong with him?
Yeah. What if you had like a ruptured kidney? Get on back there. Walk it off, son.
No, but I think he was like winded. He was
Yeah.
so he couldn't. He was like gasping for air and.
It's not what his MRI said. You bastards. What else was
Yeah.
on that card?
That was it.
Ivan Stradom versus Jikasa.
We all win Jakarta, thank you.
Yeah. That was pretty. Yeah.
He definitely was in the top 3 walkouts onto the night.
Who?
Who?
Jikasa. What was it?
I think Devin wins that one.
Devin
Yeah.
hands down
Devin
wins that.
walkouts on the
As I said, everyone's like, oh, so the people that are saying near us, they're like, oh man, that's such a shit song. I was like, you have to know where you are. Like, you have to know your crowd.
You got the whole
He was,
crowd singing.
that whole crowd was like singing to his walkout. You know, that must pump you up getting into that fight. One thing
Bro.
about Devin, though, he was super calm for this fight.
Yeah.
He was super chilled.
Confidence, bro. Listen, guys, there's no way we all had one drink.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, we scrapped Fafa Dwama.
We scrapped Fafa. That was our only 2 drinks was Fafa and Rayo. And you had 3.
Remember that we had a whole bunch of fights cancelled.
So,
Yeah.
Rayo. We got all got a drink for Rayo.
Guaranteed you would have drank for the Conrad Luke fight because you chose Conrad in the
I
bets.
didn't. That is... Listen, Japan. Maybe leave the whiskey making to the...
To this
No, I'm
cottage.
joking. This show is brought to you by Kamiki. No, it's good shit. Seriously, it is. It's really good. It's just a bit rough on a Monday.
Probably shout out Disorder since they actually do stuff.
I don't even know if we're allowed to, like...
Why
show
not?
it, bro. I don't know. Fuck,
Got
who
a
knows?
Disorder
Anyway.
coffee.
Yeah, this is this one. We'll green screen it. Yeah. That's why we're talking so much shit. We drank that coffee.
So yeah, that was that. That was. I think the weight definitely helped build the crowd. The crowd was a very full arena on Saturday. Yeah, I thought I thoroughly enjoyed the event. I thought it was good.
I like the
Barring
fact-
the fact that EFC didn't fucking credential me as a media, and then I had to wangle and dangle my way into the media area.
those bastards. Rourke, why are you doing this?
and when questioned about it, it was like, even though we got email communication to say there will be a media pass there for you.
Yeah, fuckers.
That's cool.
When's Dallas Jacoby coming back, bro?
I don't know. That like fucked me up properly the one time. I remember my mate Will was like, no, we're gonna go train with Dallas at his gym, and Dallas is like, oh, you got your debut coming up, cool. How's this for a? And it wasn't even like stand up; it was just ground and pound grappling, and he just fucking broke me. Dallas is a savage, bro.
Yeah, no complaints. I don't know. Dallas, I don't know. He looked quite. I was quite impressed when he came back. I wasn't.
I shouldn't see his fight, funny enough.
What was it, Mark Cumber? Hey, he
Yeah.
fought.
On late notice, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Because
Yeah.
Gordon.
Mark Cumber hits like a truck, bro.
And Mark Cumber was a verbal submission, I think. Mark Cumber gave up.
Dallas
Didn't
is.
get off his chair, maybe.
Yeah.
Was it from like stand-up strikes or from like his
Bro, I
grapple?
think he was just
his grapple
yeah,
boxing.
Yeah, I think it was just he was just like, fuck. Listen, bro, there's something I wanted to talk about. Heavyweight, bro. What the fuck is going on there? Because I've now seen Jared Van Der Rijs campaigning quite hard to get into the UFC. Stuart Austin said that he's got a fight coming up somewhere else.
Jared definitely got a raw deal. You know, the LFC/LFA RFA situation. The general rule of thumb is the moment you become a legacy champion,
Yeah,
you're a UFC fighter basically. Mick Maynard used to be the CEO of Legacy,
yeah,
and it was so if you won the title in RFA, which was Resurrection Fighting Alliance, Ed Soares was the CEO of that. Or if you won a title at Legacy Fighting Championship, which Mick Maynard was the CEO, you're guaranteed to get into the UFC, right? But he won the title and never got the call up to the UFC. I really do think he...
bro. This is my. Why are you going to drug-free sports?
No, please do that. Don't open it.
Yeah, let's go there.
For Vessel Mostert, if he's still suspended.
No. His suspension was before you guys started rumors.
No, I know what
It was very short. It was 6 months.
Yeah,
It was-
it was-
if you don't know, he was
it was for Adderall or
for
something like that.
Concerta. Yeah. So apparently, I mean, it's like the dude struggles with concentration and a bit of ADD. So that's what he's taking for work. Like an honest mistake.
No, 100%.
Or we're going down a rabbit hole. Yeah. This is
No,
not good.
let's do this. I love talking about performance enhancing drugs.
Second, I thought that said meth and
Wow.
Shout
Smoking
out-
crystal meth.
Shout out to Ezzy Thomas, boy. What was Ezzy Thomas on? Because that column is very big.
I love how. Wait, just start at the top. Go up. So it's we all remember the Cole Henning saga.
Yeah.
When is his suspension finishing?
Should be.
Yeah,
Should be coming up soon.
yeah. It
2008?
ends next month.
Hey.
11th of July, 2019 will be the end of his ban. Do you reckon we see Cole Henning back in the UFC?
Not a chance.
Did he train at all? Has he been training since the suspension?
Is it?
Dude, that oak said one of the most scary things to me ever at a null sprite fight night the one night.
After methamphetamine.
Well, he was busy warming up and hitting pads and whatever, and I was saying to him, every event I go to, you're fighting at as an amateur, you know? He's like, yeah, I don't do this because I enjoy it, I do this because I need to do it, I got nothing else.
Yo.
And then he catches a 4-year suspension.
And then, yeah.
So,
What is that substance that he was taking? How do you say that? Oh, I remember this.
it
man.
was the
dude from-
pre-workout.
The dude from Sades explained it to me.
it was a
actually.
pre-workout, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully we see him back. He's an exciting fighter.
Gary Smith straight up took some steroids.
Yeah.
I mean, that
You know when there's
2A methyl...
Mostly numbers and
yeah when
and
there's a
Drostan-
17 involved, you know, dude. You know. Yeah, when it starts with 2A and there's a 17 down
Yeah.
the line, shit was real.
What did...
Who was
and then
next?
Peter took over-the-counter diuretics, got a 4-year suspension. Peter Needy.
Michiel Opperman, tainted
Michiel?
meat.
Tainted meat. Is that what that was?
No,
You can actually read what their arguments were.
I really don't want to do that. Right?
No, it's fine.
Oh god, this looks downloading the whole document.
Sades versus Opperman. Demar Penn a reprimand, which definitely didn't stay a reprimand.
Yeah.
We're not going down the Biogen rabbit hole right now.
To be honest, I'd actually love to speak to Demart. I know he hates me, but you know,
Yes, he gave me some filthy looks at UFC.
I'd love to speak to him about like what's happened since and what he says now. But anyway, we'll try. Vessel, Concerto, we know.
Azzy
Demart.
Thomas.
Yeah, you gotta get on
Yes,
the
yeah,
Maximilian protocol,
Guys, Azzy didn't have a small amount of steroids in him either. He had like 3 different steroids in
Listen,
him.
bro, was Ezzy Thomas passing your sniff test?
No. That guy was brilliant at press conferences though. I would have paid to watch Azzy and Wesley Hawkey have a fight.
Yo.
Just so I could watch the press conference. Hey? That would have been hilarious. Van Damme and Booyah, what did he get caught
Diuretics as well.
for? Diuretics. Oh,
Why
yeah,
is a
it's the same.
heavyweight using diuretics, bro? Maybe he was trying to get to light heavy.
Or maybe he's
And
that
then my
heavy.
boy, Maximilian, what a
The
champion.
entire
bro.
drugstore list.
Bro, look at that. So, if you have the time, go onto Sades' website and check this shit
The
out.
website is drugfreesports.co.za.
It's the best thing ever. My boy Maximilian just took everything.
What's interesting is you see Tumasang's not on that list. But he served the suspension for
That is
cannabinoids.
interesting. Eh?
And cannabinoids is listed in the other sports. If you go look, there's I think one of the other martial arts have cannabinoids. Marcel Teniers, go back.
Whoa.
Is that a new one?
Listen, bro. Listen.
Clenbuterol.
Listen.
Ah, it is a new one.
Listen. I'm going to go back to a podcast when we were talking about
That he
Teniers,
wasn't going to pass the sniff test.
And you rewind and you'll hear me clearly state.
No, and I agreed with you. Oh my goodness. No one's announced that. 3 years and 9 months.
in the words of Nate Diaz.
I ain't surprised, man. That is
Not in the
amazing.
starters. What's that? 4 years? 3
3
years
years,
and
9
9 months.
months.
Oh, jeez.
Download that document though.
We want to read this court file.
It's only if he disputes it. Will they put
10th
together
of
like a
May.
whole?
Yeah, 2019. What did they say?
Hey Rourke, you are definitely staying as the producer for one more show.
Yes, bro. This
Good
is-
find.
this
Good
is
find.
it. You're doing great work.
We give him a screen and that's it.
You
He just
did not-
changes.
You did not request to have your B sample analyzed. Furthermore, we received correspondence from you dated 20th of May 2019 where you do not dispute the adverse analytical finding, acknowledge the presence and use of Glenbuterol, accepting. Hey, bro, listen. In his defense, summer's around the corner, bro.
H2O, baby.
Listen, bro. You gotta get hard, bro. You gotta get hard. Listen, we've all been there. Shit.
What camp is he fighting at now? Henzo Gracie.
None of them anymore, bro.
But he was out of Henzo Gracie, yeah. I'm not saying it's got anything to do with the camp, but
2023. Yeah, he's basically saying, yes, I took all the Glenbutrol. I hear you. Is that his email address? Fucking
No,
hope
no,
not.
no, that's not. It's the States guy.
It's like you're trying to get my password on air for fucking Fight Pass.
Good find, Rourke. Great
done.
find. Although I actually found it, he almost missed it.
Yeah.
He almost exited that page. Oh, he has the full determination. Oh, is this the Opperman fight?
Yeah.
He definitely disputed it then, huh? Okay, don't worry about Opperman. It's fine.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Michiel had a fight at Brave. got to Brazil, and for what I understand, EFC then notified Brave when he was in Brazil.
Listen, EFC, dick move.
Cock block
Dick
mode.
move. Jeez,
the
bro.
ultimate cock
Dick
block.
move. Like, honestly, like, if Brave didn't do their homework, fuck.
You would have fought, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's not on him. He was probably like, yeah, I'm free to go.
Yeah.
You know what's cool is all those dudes from South Africa who signed for Brave that have had
All the fights.
all the fights this year. And it's been quite cool. Like, now the guys are like, dear Brave, I miss you.
I saw
I would
one-
just like to wish the Prince happy birthday.
I knew he was gonna go there. I knew he was gonna go there.
Pick him up.
What happened?
Pull the cable out.
Which cable?
My cable. No, wait,
But you
Warren's
pulled,
cable.
you pulled mine out, yeah. That's weird. Yes, just as you think he's getting this job done properly, yeah? Just as he's going.
What's the time on there?
No, the time roll.
Where you were opening that? 112.
Yeah, 117.
Very good. Very nice.
Brave 19.
I was 17.
When what?
That's what we've done.
Oh yeah.
Before we started embarrassing ourselves.
Only one drink. That's good going. That's good going.
Yo.
I think Rourke needs one more.
Guys?
He's so panicked about getting
driving.
one.
Should we
But you've had half a quarter of a shot. I'm joking.
Hey, when do we see Mark Hume back?
Swiftly.
Yeah. He's moved back to Pretoria.
He's living
On a
into
side note, do you want to tell the peeps what we're doing in a few months?
what are we doing? Oh! I was like, what's happening?
And if anyone wants to jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah, Abu Dhabi. Shit's going down. Listen, it's a rare opportunity, I think, for South Africans.
Yeah. It's a rare
To go
opportunity to
to-
be able to potentially afford to go,
Yeah.
number one. And number two, it's a very rare opportunity to go watch a UFC event and watch a South African who lives and trains in South Africa compete.
Yeah.
So we've crunched the numbers.
Yeah.
Al's whipped out the piggy bank
Abu Dhabi, boy.
and it's happening.
Yeah.
So for anyone who wants to know how much it costs approximately
Warren's got a full email.
a full Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah, a full Excel spreadsheet that he can email to you.
But at a high level, it costs about 11,500, and that's what you're in for.
Fantastic. And on that bombshell, see you in Abu Dhabi.
Wow, that's a long hiatus.
Yeah, cool. I think that's it. Covered
Yeah.
ground. There was so much shit to get through with 2 fight nights. I think EFC consumed half my life this weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good show in the end. I think it was
Yeah.
good. I enjoyed it. I'm not feeling massively excited about the next card, if I'm honest.
No, well, I think you can only get excited once they announce an actual main event, because the current status of that card really, isn't
Not great.
exciting. Then you get someone big from Pretoria on that card.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know who it is.
Cool. That's it. Rourke, I'm very proud of you. Well done.
Well done. Leading us to that great finding.
Cool. Catch you later. Ciao.
Cheers, Shines.